And what's up, everybody? I'm back with another video game review. Today, we are beginning to look at the Mass Effect trilogy. I've known about Mass Effect for a long time, but have just recently, just I don't know what the fuck that was, but just recently started playing the games. I got the trilogy on Xbox 360. Thank you to Jeffofthemellows for letting me borrow that. All three of these games and giving me the chance to play them. Thank you. So I got a lot of thoughts about. We're just gonna be looking at Mass Effect 1 today. 2 and 3 will get their own reviews. So I got a lot of thoughts on it. Let's jump right into it, shall we? First off, the game does look pretty good even today. Especially when I figured out this game came out in 2007. That's good. I don't know why I'm yawning. The game looks good though. It looks really good. For almost 17 years, almost 18, we're doing good. Doing good for sure. I gotta say the setting, the stuff you go in this game, some of it's kind of like Ark Islands, like an Ark Survival Evolved. Like, and it says you're going for the beacon. Is that not Ark? I don't know. I don't know if it really is or not, but I do like the choice element of this game though. They call it an RPG, and it's not any type of RPG that I've really played before, but the choice element of choosing your own dialogue, it really at the beginning didn't seem like a huge thing that would really, it was kind of just like an additive bonus in there, but a lot of choices that you make especially very later on in the game, can really affect the outcome of the game. And in my opinion, that's really good because it gives it sense a little bit more of individuality. You get your own unique experience to the game. And I always like when games implement that. And it's done really well in Mass Effect. And spoiler alert, they do carry this through the other two games, which is another good thing. I'll talk about that there too. But so that's really good. And then like the overall feel of the game as well. I mean, it's like a Star Wars, but like more sci-fi esque. It just has that more like alien esque feel to alien invasion type feel to it, but it's more like Star Wars, Star Trek type thing. And it's a very deep look into type of like stuff about like this like futuristic world, where humans and other life forms are existing, and you're in combat, but also god damn it, there's no dawning. But also like going through it and working through these cool structures and these cool worlds and stuff like that. With the new technology, what technology is going to be. And Mass Effect coming out in 2007 was a kind of a new player in that, in the video game player, as far, especially in this extensive of a look. And it doesn't, Arkham Asylum, I talked about that game kind of feeling like a pioneer of its kind game. It definitely has some rough edges, but you can see what they were going for. This game is also kind of that, in a way, not so much, but in kind of a way. It's like that, not necessarily for mechanics, but for theme and all this other stuff. But you don't really feel that. You don't really feel that it's like that. And it feels more polished. It feels all this kind of stuff. That's not to say it's perfect. We'll get to the some of the complaints in here in a little bit. But overall, I definitely did like the look of that. And the overall mood and vibe of that, they got to a T. So that was really good. I'm about to sneeze. Okay, yawning, sneezing. I'm dehydrated. Good time to make some videos. But I do have a couple of complaints about this game. First off, it's a very small complaint, but it's the puzzles that you have to do to open a lot of chests in the game. Why the hell are they as complicated as they are? In fact, that was one of the biggest points of frustration for me consistently throughout this entire game was the puzzles to open these damn chests. And they aren't that big a deal, right? They're not like I mean, they help you get through the game, but they're not necessarily an essential point of the game, so you don't have to do them. But like, I'm always looking for a new weapon or some extra ammo or an upgrade or new stuff in general. So, and that's where you're gonna find them sometimes. And it's really dumb how like complicated they are for no reason, for no damn good reason at all. And then the thing I really didn't like about this game was the combat. The combat is ass, in my opinion. Having played the other two games by now, I can see that this game was really this is where it really feels like it's a pioneer of the other Mass Effect games. You know you're playing the first game when it comes to the combat. The game really just liked to pick and choose when it hit an enemy, even if you were aiming in the correct direction. And it really just felt super jank. And it really just seemed unnecessarily stupid at times. And it really just gets frustrating, especially early on in the get-go. Other elements like the random enemy placements and that kind of stuff I found a little difficult in this game, but you get used to it in the other two games. So, and even later on in this game you get used to it, so it's not that big a deal. But the combat in general, huge point of complaint for me. And overall, this game just didn't really hook me. And you know, there was a lot of elements that I liked, but I don't know, maybe it's because I played a lot of games similar to this in a more watered down form, like the Battlestar Galactica games, or you know, like other older games on like the Game Boy or PC and all that kind of thing from like the 90s and 2000s have very similar elements to this game, just that Mass Effect has more of a story to it and is more thought out. It just kind of had those effects. So maybe that was just an automatic turn off for me, but I still play the other two games, but just stick around for those reviews too. But for this game, my final score for the original Mass Effect, I'm going to have to give it I'll give it a 5. I'll give it a 5. I can see where people like this game, and I think this game got a regenerated liking with the Legendary Edition that was just released a couple of years ago. And so you don't really see a lot of people talk about the first game anymore because everybody played the Legendary Edition and now is raving about that version. So just bear in mind that when looking that up. But regardless though, that's going to do for this review. If you've ever played Mass Effect, I'd love to know your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. And that's going to do for this video as well. So stay tuned for much more amazing content, including more game reviews, including Mass Effect 2 and 3. So stay tuned for those. And until next time, see you guys later. Goodbye.